Hey everyone, here today to do a quick walkthrough for you of the Cosplay Cats Tarot. So this is an Insight Editions deck, and Cheryl very kindly sent me this because she knows that I quite like their their decks, or some of them. So this says pop culture icons meet quirky cats in this one-of-a-kind take on a traditional tarot deck. Sorry, the way the light's bouncing off that's hard for me to read. Okay, so featuring humorous illustrations of cats dressed up as your favourite characters, you'll find that felines from Ferris Mueller to Darth Vader bring a sense of light-hearted fun to your next tarot reading session. Beyond the meow factor, the set also comes with a comprehensive guidebook explaining the meanings behind the cards, as well as a few simple spreads for readings. With totally unique character cards for both the major and minor arcana, cat lovers and tarot enthusiasts alike agree it makes for a perfect gift. So this actually sounds like it'll be quite fun. So as you can see, you're getting my first impressions. The deck isn't opened yet. How exciting. So two-part box, quite classic for Insight Editions. We're getting, full colour images. The minors have like half a page for them, upright and reversed, and the majors have like a page of writing and a page showing the card. So again, this is quite standard for Insight Editions. So decent enough guidebook, although I appreciate I've not read through it. Okay, so the cards, again this card stock is quite standard for Insight. It's that kind of it's a soft matte, it makes me think of like the Wild Unknown tarot. And yeah, anyone who's had one of these Insight Editions deck will probably know, I'm mixing them all up, will probably kind of know the card stock. But it's good, it feels good quality, and it's usually quite, although they are quite tough, normally it's quite bendy, quite easy to ruffle shuffle, so this one's going to need a wee bit of breaking in. So let's have a wee look through. So that was the backs, really nice backs actually, stunning. Love the purple, and they're reversible for those of us that read reversals. So we've got the full, and then it's obviously based on Harry Potter, but it's Harry Potter. We've got Gandalf the Grump. I actually think this is quite. I quite like this. If you can make me laugh, then happy days. Maybe I'll zoom in just a smidge so I don't need to keep holding them up for you. Not that I don't want to, but I know that my hands aren't the steadiest, and it can be quite frustrating when you're watching and someone's like kind of shaking the card and you're trying to read it or have a look at it. So our High Priestess is Purby, based on Furby. We've got our Empress. That's quite good. Oh, there she is, Darth Vader for the Emperor. Our Hierophant. Our Lovers. Our Chariot. I'll try and go a wee bit quicker actually. Captain Kirk Kitty from Strength. The Hermit's Queen Elsa of Purrendale. Very good. Wheel of Fortune. Beetlemuse. Batman. Would Catman not have been better? Surely. The Hanged Man. Lewis the Pointer, the Claude. Right, okay Chris, it's not that funny. Whisker Colin, the devil, look at it. Hang on, cat. So that's the eye of Mordor. Clothing. Sauron, cat. The eye of Sauron, but it's the cat's eye of Clauron. The star, Fluffy Summers. That was that based on Buffy? Yeah, based on Buffy the Vampire. Buffy Summers the Vampire Slayer. The moon. The night cat cometh. Superman. For the sun. Judgment. And then we've got the world. I think this would be quite good for certain people, you know. I'm pretty sure, like, I've got a friend Malamir. You'll know Malamir. She's done like the Cat Aura tarot and the Chakra Healing tarot. I had to think there. That's terrible. I've got a feeling that Malamir would get a good laugh out of this deck. Obi-Yarn Cat Nobi. Oh, for goodness sake. Forest Clump. Paris Mueller. Right. Jurassic Park. The Three of Wands. I mean, I don't really know how that relates to. So there's Princess Tiana for the two. Obviously based on Jurassic Park for the Three of Wands. And the last Air Firebender. Five of Wands. Leo. 6. I'm not really sure if the Ronald Fleasley, if the choices are really kind of are meant to link in with the meaning of the cards. I suppose I would need to like read the book and see. Marty McFeeling for the 8. So the 10 of Wands is usually a card about burden, sometimes called the Lord of Oppression. It usually represents taking on a wee bit too much. Now you can kind of see in the images, you know, she's got a lot of letters in her bag there. But I don't really know what Hermione Granger has got to do with the 10 of Wands, really. So we had Wands for Wands. We've got Saucers, and I'm assuming that's Cups. Our King, Queen, Knight, and Page. So standard courts. They're just enough. Insight editions always put them in a kind of a funnyish order. Not that it really matters, but rather than going ace to 10, then Page, Knight, Queen, King, they tend to put the courts first and then go ace to 10. See, I don't know what Sherlock's got to do with the Four of Cups. Like, really nothing. Sherlock's like investigative and wants to find stuff out, so you would think that would be more of a kind of a swordsy type. Yeah, Rose and Jack from Titanic for the 6 of Cups. The extra terrestrial. Yeah. Wants to go home, I get that, like going on a journey. 10. claws rather than swords. Sorry, I just went right by that. So what does the 3 look like? Deadpool 8. And beans for pentacles, coins, discs. So that's a 2, but it looks like it should be a 3. So you would need to, whoops, I think this deck would be best for someone that knows the tarot already and is just looking for something about, like something that's going to make them laugh a wee bit. I wouldn't recommend this to someone who's maybe like a movie buff or something and who's looking to get into the tarot, because they might look and say, oh well, you know, I know what all these movies are and what the story is, and it might lead them down the wrong path in terms of interpreting the cards. So yeah, shuffle. So as I said, they're quite stiff, so it's going to take a fair bit of use to you can get a decent shuffle out of them, but I've got a feeling that my hands are going to be sore after a wee bit of that. There we go. So we've got an overhand, I think we've got a size comparison, didn't we? So, more or less the same as a standard US game size. You can see they're a wee bit broader, maybe a tiny wee bit taller, but yeah. If you're fine shuffling the usual tarot size, you'll be fine overhand shuffling these. You just need a wee bit of breaking in to get them to be that wee bit more bendy. These as our 3, so there we quick, just to let you see how it looks in a reading. So what have we got? We've got Judgment, so turning a corner, the 3 of Wands or Jurassic Bark, and the King of Claws. So we've got Judgment, the 3 of Wands, and essentially the King of Swords. So this 3 of Wands is like, it makes me think of like putting yourself out there. Judgment, usually I see that as like, you know, being unplugged from the matrix. You know, it's like turning a corner, drawing a line in the sand and moving on from all the stuff that's come before. But sometimes judgment is just what it says in the tin. You know, sometimes we can get overly judgy of ourselves. And given the 3 of Wands is the advice that's coming right after it, I feel like maybe we're being overly harsh with ourselves. We're not letting ourselves move on from stuff before. We're too busy judging ourselves and we're stopping ourselves from doing what it is that we want to do. And the advice is just, you know what, just move on from all of this stuff. Draw a line in the sand, get over it, and then move on and just get the thing done that you want to do. And the King of Claws, your King of Swords, is kind of at the outcome, so it suggests that you are going to get yourself to a place of, you know, that mastery of the king, you know, that kind of that responsibility. But you need to kind of you need to get started before you'll get to this place. Otherwise, it's never going to happen, you know. So just whatever it is that you want to do, just get out and do it. Stop judging yourself. Stop kind of out being overly self-critical. Just get it done. Take the first steps and let everything else follow. You will get to this place where you're you know, where you are the master, the king of your castle, but you need to take the steps first. So don't let fear and self-criticism hold you back. So just gives you a wee idea of what they look like set out in a spread and how they read. And as you can see, I wasn't pulling much on the, you know, where they've come from. You know, so Jurassic Park, and that was the Mandalorian and Grogu there. Nothing to do really with the cards, so usually I'll kind of try and pull them in a wee bit, but yeah, don't know, maybe it would give us an interesting reading if I had. But Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Take care everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.